The Han tombs and Mawangdui. All materials and pictures were captured from the virtual museum on the website of Museum of Hunan Province, and I have already get their official permission to use them. And to the end of 1971, northern suburb of Changsha, Hunan Province, China, for the construction of a hospital, the local garrison was drilling under a small hill located in north of Changsha. Suddenly, the drilling hole emitted a cloud of gases. Then the gases were ignited and the fire appeared blue. Local experienced archaeologists heard about it, and they were almost sure that this gases comes from an ancient tomb. In China, archaeologists will call this kind of tomb as fire pit. In some parts of ancient China, people will use the white paste mud and charcoal to ensure that the tomb were completely sealed and kept dry. By the way, white paste mud is also the material of making porcelain. Buried deep underground, protected by the white paste mud and charcoal, maintained constant temperature and humidity, cut off from the outside world. Those organic matter of fire pit tomb were decomposed slowly. Finally, the grave will be filled with combustible gas. When people open the tomb, combustible gas will overflow and burning. This is the origin of the name of the fire pit tomb. Since the ancient times, Mawangdui was recorded in many ancient books as a pilgrimage cemetery. One ancient book of Song dynasty called here two concubines' graves, indicated here buried two concubines of a Han dynasty emperor. A Qing dynasty record concluded here buried a prince of Chu state. 3 tomb figure. The tomb those soldiers drilling that day was a typical fire pit tomb. It belongs to Li Cang's wife, Lady Xingzhui. Li Cang was the chancellor to the prince of Changsha state and the makers of dye. Beside Lady Xingzhui's tomb, there were Li Cang's tomb and the tomb of their son. The whole family were buried under the hill known as Mawangdui. The excavation of the Han tombs and Mawangdui, with its yield of more than 3,000 unrivaled treasures, ranks among the greatest archaeological discoveries of the 20th century. Lady Xingzhui and her son's tombs were preserved very well. During the excavation, people even discovered green leaves in the white paste mud. From the field soil, they also found some green branches and yellow bamboo baskets. From the tombs, a total of 300 pieces of cultural relics with Lady Xingzhui's body were found. The most notable relics must be those elegant lacquers, silk fabric, and clothes, and Lady Xingzhui's body. Lady Xingzhui's lacquered coving has a total of 4 layers. On the innermost layer of the coving, covered with a giant painting on silk, which is 2 meters long. Sleeping in the coving was Lady Xingzhui, wearing 20 pieces of silk clothes. People took a week to get off those clothes and see her body. After 2100 years, the body looked lifelike and her skin was still soft, pale yellow. Here shows a statue of Xingzhui and her middle age. This statue was made by a scientist who is good at recreate Kuma's face. I'd like to show some relics excavated from these tombs here. Here you can see some sliced lotus root in a lacquer well. During the excavation, people found sliced lotus roots floating in the lacquer. For thousands of years, they have never been disturbed. When archaeologists tried to move the lacquer, they would just melt away. Here is the lacquer. The girl's clothing. In Lady Xingzhui's tomb, unearthed a girl's clothing, length 1.26 meters, weight is only 49 grams. Scientists attempted to imitate it, but found silkworms today cannot produce silk as thin as silk their ancestors produced in ancient times. Such gauze clothing was used to cover those elegant silk clothing. When Lady Xingzhui was working or moving, those cloud flower patterns on her silk clothing would be like swimming in mist and twilight. The origin of this painting is actually a colored chart of physical exercises. It has 44 human images arranged in 4 rows, with 11 images in each row. The images included men and women, young and old. The posture and movements differ from one another. Some are sitting, some are standing, and still others are practicing Daoying or exercising using apparatuses. The discernible words cover the 31 sections and deal with 2 aspects of health, maintenance exercise, and treatment exercises. There are many relics worth to show here, and I'm just running out of time. So I highly recommend you guys visit the website of Museum of Hunan Province to get more information.